Howdy folks, today we're changing the wick on a Glow Wick 290 heater. The only tools you're going to need for this are pliers and a Phillips screwdriver. So we'll get straight into it. Open up the cover here, remove the globe and put it somewhere safe. You'll need that later on. It's made of glass, so keep it secure. Take out your fuel tank, keep it upside down so you don't get any spills, and again put that somewhere out of the way. Next, you're going to pull the knob off the front of the heater. It comes off straight away. You'll see there's a groove here. It'll come off straight away when you pull it forwards towards yourself. Next, there's 3 screws on the unit itself. We've removed one here already, as you can see. You want to take one from the right hand side, one from the left hand side, and then there's one at the back as well. Remember to keep these screws to hand. Again, you'll need them later on. Last thing as well before we remove the casing is to remove the batteries. This is just for your own safety's sake, and again, pop them beside the screws. Right, if you now lift up, the casing will come away in one piece. Put that out of harm's way, and we'll come back to it later on. Now we're into the main body of the heater. Before we do anything else, we want to disconnect these wires here at the back. There's 2 of them, and they'll come away easily with a gentle pull. Don't have to be too hard with this, go easy on them, and pop them out of harm's way here. Now you're going to take out this silver screw with your Phillips screwdriver, and then this piece will come apart in 2 sections. There's a little lip here, I'll hide it on screen, just be careful you don't pull that bit too hard. Again, put that to the side with your screws. Now you've got these 4 butterfly clips here, you're just going to want to undo those, and we'll zip forward here and move on to the next section. With your butterfly clips off, you're going to want to reattach the knob now, and then with one steady movement you're going to lift up this whole unit here. We'd recommend that you have a bin or some sort of receptacle ready. This is where you're going to get a little bit of spill. And there's your wick. This guy should have a little bit of oil in it, so you're going to want to let that drain initially. Get it as dry as possible before you take it out. The wick should come out very easily, just push it in against itself, and you can then safely dispose of your old wick. Drain any excess fuel before you do anything else. So with your new wick in hand, you're going to want to feed it through. The wider end is where the wick should come into, so push the orange bit in. This bit can be a little bit slow, so we're going to speed up a little, but you basically just need to push the wick into the metal spikes here. Go around a couple of times just to make sure it's secure and that it won't move. This bit realistically could take 2 to 3 minutes on its own. Okay, you're almost ready to reattach that, but before we do, we're going to give the heater a bit of a clean. Remove any excess residue, oil, anything else that could get in the way. This is a new wick, so you want to put it onto the cleanest possible surface. Getting the wick back on can be a little fiddly, but it should go on with relative ease. Once you have it into this position here, you can reattach the rest of the heater. Now, take this piece here and wind the mechanism clockwise till you get a bit of tension. Once you feel that bite, go a slight bit more and hold it in place. You're going to need to slide that back over. You can see the gear tooth here, and that'll line up with what you're holding in place there. Slide it down slowly and carefully, making sure you hold that mechanism in place. It'll come together with a satisfying shunt at the end. You can now test the mechanism to make sure it's raising the wick. You can also test the release button here to make sure that it goes down. It's advisable at this stage to make sure that your lighting mechanism is also working. You can see that here. Remember, we've removed the batteries so it won't actually light, but the arm should move in and out. Now we're just doing everything in reverse. We'll start with the butterfly clips and reattaching them. Okay, with the butterfly clips secured, we're now going to reattach these connectors at the back. Be gentle with them, you don't want them to bend. It can be a bit fiddly, so take your time. And when this is done, you can pop the batteries back in. Now we're going to lift these pieces back in place. And remember, as before, that little lip, you need to pay attention to that to make sure you don't bend it. So nice and slowly, piece that back together. Take that silver screw, pop it back into place, and screw it into position. Again, test the mechanism to make sure everything is in working order. Your wick should go up with the turn and down with the release. Don't forget to take the knob off at this stage so you can reattach the casing. And with the casing on, just screw it back together. With that done, just push the knob back into position. Go easy. There we go. Again, give this another test. Make sure the knob is in position. It should raise the wick, and the release button should send it back. Now you can pop back in your tank. Gently pop the globe back into position. And that's it. You're done. Simple as that. The whole process should take you about half an hour if you're taking your time. And don't be afraid to get in touch if you have any questions. You can pop into us in Finglas, you can check out our website shedsdirectireland.com, or you can call us at 01 864 4247. shedsdirectireland.com. We're bleeding Shedley.